We've got some, what are they called?
Starlings.
No, not the bird. When people come into your house and they're not meant to and they stay.
Squatters.
We've got some squatters. They're very welcome squatters. Maybe guests then, not squatters. They've been using Azid's mane to make their nest. And I want to see if there are any eggs. Today we're doing some yard jobs. We've got Swiss Army Dan. What have you got with you?
Knife, hammer.
I don't know what the hammer's for.
Just 'cause I need a hammer.
He's gonna he's gonna do the hedge, cut the bottom back a bit. So this is the before, and hopefully that'll, if you can do it like a box, so it's like kind of that height, it'll give the horses a bit more shade because this field is pretty exposed. Hello, nosy bony. I'm going to put a fence straight across this field just to halve it. There's a lot of grass in here, and this is kind of the only field that's kind of the spare field, so I don't want to take up all of it. One, because of poo picking. It's quite a big square field to poo pick, whereas the other field's quite long and thin. You can just go up, down and up one, so makes it a little bit easier. There's plenty of grass, they don't need all this room. But also, if anyone else needs some grazing relief, it gives enough, like somewhere for them to go as well. So yeah, we're gonna do yard jobs today in the lovely, glorious sunshine. What are you two up to? Running through this field, so if you ever want to fence it, you've got to make sure that the footpath is still accessible. I'm quite pleased. I've made it as obvious as possible, so just putting like this one line and a handle. It won't be electrified, so no one's going to get electrocuted, and hopefully people will know what to do, and we'll close that bit of gate. Yeah, normally the horses don't really bother with walkers. If you don't know them, they don't really go near them. I've not had Qantas in a field with a footpath before, so hopefully he will be fine and take his lead from Tizzy and Azid. But yeah, it runs from like this top corner and then all the way down into the other farm. I'm quite pleased with my fence. It's flat out, snoozing in the grass. Just popping the last load of branches up on the kubota. Has done a great job of the fence line, so now they've got like a little bit of room to stand under the shade, which I'm sure they will thoroughly appreciate. Looks well good. Nice. What are you two doing? I've just washed all my wool numbers. You can see here. And I saw on Facebook another endurance rider in her garden refluffing her numbers, and I always wondered how you get them, because they come nice and like really poofy and fluffy, and then they kind of go a bit grainy like this. You can see how it's kind of very sheep's woolly. And she was brushing it with like a dog comb, so I bought a dog comb the other day, and I'm going to see if I can refluff my numbers. I'm not used to having wool, because when I would compete tizzy, let's see if I can get it out, I would use numbers like this. It's the airflow, and it's like a plasticky, but it's kind of soft. It gets really soft when it's warm material, and you don't have to change them. You just literally run water over them, and whilst you're riding you keep the same number on for the whole 160. This came with Qantas's saddle when I bought them. I don't actually have any for tizzy at the moment, because the kind of heat of rubbing, if the saddle rubs, kind of melts the plastic a bit, so they only last like five years. I say only, that's quite a long time, before kind of the plastic gets too hard. So I've got a new one at the moment, and that's actually in pretty good condition. I tried them on Azid. I also tried a Sympatex numbner, which is like a kind of waffly plastic, kind of spongy numbner, and Azid is just too sensitive for them. He needs like fluff everywhere, like wool girth sleeve, wool over the pole, literally wool everywhere. And then Qantas is he's not that sensitive, but he's quite sensitive skinned in terms of what he likes on him. So he doesn't react to anything, but he doesn't like the feel of things. So he's got like fluffy boots and fluffy numbers and stuff. So let's see if I can refluff them. Instead of defluff, refluff. Okay, so this is the numbner now. This is the little brush. This will be used. So let's give you a before, and we'll try and give you an after. I don't know what the technique is. We'll start here. Oh yeah, look at that. Why did I not know about this sooner? It does take a little bit of the wool out. We'll see how much that happens. I don't want to... Oh, that is fluffy. Oh, wow. Look at that. So we have the fluffed up side and the just wash side. That's quite a big difference. Look at that. It's like fluffy again, and bits of wool. That's pretty good. This was second hand off eBay, this number, and someone, the sewing machine, like a Velcro strip on here. I assume it was for like a saddle that velcroed onto the pad to stop it moving around. So you can see where they are, like there and there. But apart from that, this number is in beautiful condition. I have like searches set up on eBay for all the stuff that I use often. So if it comes up, I'm like, oh yay! Because I need to get a few more of these. Well, if Qantas or Azid make it to FEI, I will need at least 8 of these numbers. That's how much hair has come off. Let's take it off. Let's see how much it is. Maybe I could keep it and make something. Yeah, that's quite a bit. That off every time. Don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Today is a big day because Azid is going to boot camp. He is going to Readwood Rehabilitation Livery for 3 weeks. So I've just packed his feed for the 3 weeks, his supplements, and his deep gel in case he gets itchy. I've made a little list for them, so yeah, his little bucket. I'm gonna pack his rugs, bring him in, give him a groom, and drive him up. So I'm kind of hoping that this kind of gets him moving a bit straighter, offloads his joints a bit, gives him a really good foundation to start work again. He's been sound for a long time. He was looking awesome in the field yesterday doing his stuff in a prancy Arab. So fingers crossed this is a really good kind of start now to kind of his training, and we're moving away from rehab and more towards training. Come on, Azid.
Hey buddy. You alright, mate?
Look at this. Look at this vein. You ready? 2 hours? We'll be there. Come on then. Wait. Take you through this. I've got some in my pocket as well, so when I drop them off I can give them to you. I don't usually get like baby about my horses. They're kind of normally quite sensible, but I actually feel like I'm like dropping him off to go to boot camp and he'll think I've abandoned him. Even though the people he's going to, like, I would trust with any of my horses, and I completely respect their opinions and what they would do. Like, there's no one else I would trust more. We have been stuck in a traffic jam for 2 hours now. Azid is dropped off, so he's not on the lorry, but it's fine. But this is why you pack your water, just in case. We've also saw the air ambulance take off. We're not that far from actually where it must have happened. I think 2 lorries crashed, so hopefully everyone is fine. And I'm kind of glad that we're in the queue and not in the crash. And we have snacks and water and entertainment. Dan is snoozing. It's all fine. We're only about 10 minutes away from the yard, which is slightly annoying because I could have probably walked home by now. But never mind, these things happen, and I'm British, so I'm exceedingly good at queuing.